Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rylie Lane, and if you aren't here, make sure you hit that little subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So this is a little bit odd for me. As you can tell, new background, a little bit of a makeshift one because, I don't know, I'm obviously living in London, don't really have like any space to have like a cool filming setup, so I don't really know how these sit down videos are gonna go, but we're just gonna work with what we've got. Don't have a proper tripod, so you're like propped up on all these boxes on the end of my bed. My window, this is a window of my room that's giving me this light, literally looks into someone else's window, so I'm praying that they don't come home and see me talking to a camera because that would be fucking weird. But yes, that is everything I basically have to clear right now. In this video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A because I asked you guys like what videos you wanted to see from me now that I've got a bit of extra time to just sit down and film some things. So yeah, a few of you asked for a Q&A, so I love how good this little new Instagram thing is. It makes it so easy to do Q&As. So I got a bunch of questions here. First of all, I will start off with, I had a few questions asking about my job. Someone said, always been curious, what do you do for work? And I don't talk about it heaps because, I don't know, it's not really that interesting, I guess. It's a little bit hard to explain what I do. Oh my god. Sorry, you're wobbling when I move. I need to be still because you're like balancing on a bed. Like that is not a good idea. I need to get a proper tripod. Anyways, back to work. So basically the job I do, I find it quite hard to explain to people because it's not really a sort of job that a lot of people have heard of, and I find it really hard to explain because we do a lot of different jobs and it's quite complex. Yeah, I don't exactly share with you my exact job because this is on the internet, anyone in the whole world can see it, and unfortunately there's really creepy, stalkerish, scary people. So yes, I'm not going to share with you exactly what brand I work for, but I might use it an example of my previous job before when I was in Australia, because now I can tell you where I work because I don't work there anymore. So basically I used to work for the Country Road Group Australia, and then within that they own a whole bunch of brands, so I work specifically for the brand called Trenery. And I work within the planning or merchandising team, whatever sort of word you want to use to describe that, or in my new job it's called a product team. Within that team my old job description was called a planning analyst, but now I am called an allocator. We are in charge of looking after all of the stores, all of the stores within whatever like your little job title entitles you to look after. So I look after all of them and allocate all of their stock out to those stores and just basically make sure that they run nice and smoothly and make sure that the stock is getting there in time, they've got the right amount of stock, the right type of stock for the store's like demographic. They just make sure that all runs smoothly is sort of the basis of my job, and we do lots of other little bits and pieces revolving around basically the product and all of that sort of thing. So I hope that explains what I do for a job. I think a lot of people are confused because I get confused trying to explain it. So that is basically my simplest sort of explanation for what I do. So I do have a job similar to that over here in London for another clothing company, and I love the company I work for so much over here. I so wish I could share it with you guys, but like I just can't, honestly. It kind of sucks, but as soon as I leave this job I'll tell you where I work. Okay. What other ones? I did also have quite a few questions about moving to London, like what was the process and stuff. I think once I'm fully completely settled in and everything, I'll do a complete video about moving to London. I think I was quite lucky with my move over here. It was quite a good experience and everything sort of fell into place really nicely for me. So I do think that I have some good advice for you guys on when you are moving over here and how to sort of set up everything, because it can be quite difficult. So I will definitely have a video coming on that. I just don't want to film it just yet because we haven't even lived in this house for a month, so I'm still fresh to London. I don't feel like I've completely got everything down yet, so maybe in another month or 2 months I'll definitely film a complete video on how to move to London and how to like get everything set up in the easiest way possible. And also money, a lot of people ask about money. I spent a lot of money since I've been here, so that will be another big topic I will cover. But for the moment, just save a fuck ton. Like, you need to save a lot of money to come here. Someone asked what made you decide to move to London. Basically, I have always said since I was sort of nearing the end of high school, I wanted to live overseas. I really enjoy traveling and I really enjoy seeing the world, and living overseas and just being fully immersed in like another country was one of my like absolute dreams. So when I came to London my first time, which was about 3 years ago I think, or maybe 4 years ago, I just really loved the city, and I just think like, I love British people. I love their culture. I know that the weather is, I mean, the weather's been amazing since I've been here, but we haven't gotten to winter yet. That was probably the one downfall, but I think it was just so easy to move here because number one, really easy to get a visa. Number two, obviously they speak English. And number three, like, it's not too much of a culture shock. Like, it's quite similar to home. So yeah, sort of all those things combined. I don't have like a full definite answer. Like, nothing just made me go, I want to move to London. I just really love this city, and I'm loving it more and more the more time I spend here. Who knows how long I'll be here. Sorry, Mum. She thinks I'm never gonna come home. Someone asked, while we're on the London topic, maybe I'll answer this question too. Someone asked the hardest part about moving to a country, excluding being away from family and friends. I think the hardest part about moving here is just not knowing like where to sort of get everything. Say for example, we were like, oh, like, you know, if you move into a new house, you just want to get some really cheap, like easy homewares and like kitchen stuff and bedding and stuff. You'd be like, go to Kmart in Australia, like easy, you know that. When we came here, we're like, where the hell do we go to get that stuff? Like, they don't have Kmart here. So I think that was something that we really struggled with at the start. We were just like so confused. We're like, we don't know where to go to get all this stuff. I think for me, that was definitely the hardest part. I was like, I just need Kmart. Because it's sort of like there's a whole bunch of different stores that sort of mesh into what I would call Kmart. So yeah, it's not as easy as just going to Kmart. My brother decided to leave a few interesting questions, and I pissed myself laughing when I saw this one, and I was like, I have to ask you guys. So, where did it go? Oh my god, I just saw it. He said, if your birthday was on the 29th of February, would you have a birthday every 4 years? This is something that gets to me all the time. If anyone has a birthday on the 29th of February, can you tell me what you do? Do you just celebrate it, like, do you choose the 28th or do you choose the 1st? And then, like, when it does come to your actual, when you have like an actual birthday on the 29th, is it like a massive deal? Like, I feel like it would be like, oh my god, you've got to go all out with the celebrating and stuff because you finally have your actual birthday. I don't know. Very interesting thing. Someone asked, what are some of your main goals right now and what are your ultimate life goals? That is a big question. Some goals I'm looking to right now, obviously my biggest goal of this year was to move to London, and I have achieved that, so that is a giant tick off my list. But a few other personal goals, I think at the moment I'm really just trying to work on a bit more of my personal development and like the way my mind works. I guess I'm a really strong believer in everything happens for a reason, and sometimes my brain just does not flow with that and I overthink things a lot. I've also realized since I've been here, I care a lot about what people think of me. And I don't know why. So yeah, I think those are more personal goals that I'm trying to work on at the moment and just working on myself. One goal I've set in place is I'm quite a healthy person, I would say. I really enjoy eating healthy food, and since I've been here I've actually cooked so much healthy food, so I'm all good on like the health train and food wise. That is fine for me. The exercise side is not. I really struggle to stick with consistent exercising. So a goal, I'm very lucky that the company I work for actually pay for you to go to gym classes and exercise classes and stuff, so they give you an allowance every month. So at the moment, my goal is just going to be to at least go to 1 spin class a week. So if I can keep that up for, you know, the next month or 2 months, I think that's a really big, just to keep that consistency. Even though it's only 1 time a week, I think for me that would be a really good thing if I can stick that out, and then maybe add on twice a week once I'm like fully set in stone with that. So that's my current goal, to hopefully keep me more consistent on my exercise track. So those are a few current goals I'm working on. Ultimate life goals, I think my ultimate life goal is just to do what makes me happy and do what feels right in the time. Right now, I just want to be in London. I want to be living my best life, and I just want to be traveling as much as possible. Next question. Someone asked, what's your favorite country slash city you've been to? That is the hardest thing to narrow down ever. Just when I went on my 6-month trip last year, people were like, where's your favorite place? And I was like fucking everywhere. Everywhere is amazing. The whole entire world is amazing. So really struggling to narrow down. I feel like I have different favorite places for like different types of things. Like my favorite, last year when I went to Europe, my favorite places, just because I'm such like a beach person and I love summer and I love being near the water and stuff, my favorite places were definitely the Greek islands, and also like when we sailed around Croatia. Amazing. I think most of my favorite places I've traveled to will come down to being at the beach. Like, I've been to quite a few islands in like near Australia, you know, those islands, and like one of my favourite islands there was Samoa. I had an amazing time there, and the water is beautiful and the people are beautiful. So those are probably a few of my favourites. I'm definitely more of like a little beach baby. Someone said, want to come to Newcastle? I'm a little confused on because there's Newcastle in Australia and Newcastle in England. Which one do you mean? Don't know. Maybe if you tell me, I'll come visit you. Someone asked, what is your biggest fear? Definitely one of my massive fears is velvet. I hate velvet. I cannot touch it. I cannot be around it. Even the thought of it like gives me a shiver. I'm like, ugh, I hate velvet. Gross. And if you want to know another one of my fears, I'm absolutely petrified of mice and rats. I hate them so much, and if anyone even mentions it, I'm like, run away. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. See you later. So yeah, I really, really don't like them. I don't really think I have a fear of like any other animals, like spiders. I'm like, meh, whatever, like you can just squish it and it's gone. Like, yeah. Any other type of animal, like I'm pretty much fine with, but oh, I can't even say the name. No. Not okay with it, not okay with it. Okay, now I'm feeling really uncomfortable because I'm thinking of my fears. I need to get that out of my mind. Anyways, I'm gonna end this Q&A here because otherwise you're gonna be watching a 500-hour video and, you know, you just get over. Like, I'm sure you get over hearing me talk. I mean, I do. Not that I watch myself, I don't really know. Anyways, now I'm going off on a little tangent. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you want some more Q&As because I feel like they're so fun and just like a good way to just talk to you guys, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna go. I love you so much and I'll speak to you next time. Bye!